Hello guys, SW Outdoors. We are back on the road again, and today we're going to a special location. Today is going to be a herping video, and I have not made a herping video in a while because of I was busy out turkey hunting the last 2 months in that, and didn't get any luck during turkey season, so I'm glad now to get back into herping. So we're going to a certain spot, which is a conservation area, which is outside of Owen Sound. A little spot we call Bognor Marsh, and I've never been to this spot before, and I've been trying to look. I was thinking about herping here last year, and I just never got the time or never even thought about it. But today we are actually heading out there today. I looked up some boardwalk trails we can go on. I looked up some certain spots and everything. So there's bound to be many different species of reptiles and amphibians we might find out there. We might find some water snakes, we might find some snapping turtles, we might find some painted turtles, we might find some green frogs. We might see pretty much a bit of everything today. It's nice and warm today. It's like 20 degrees today, and I'm in for a nature hike. We might even shoot some videos of certain species of birds, might enjoy the scenery out there. It's not probably just a herping video, it's probably a nature video as well. I haven't really focused a lot on conservation areas to herp on, but this spot kind of crossed my mind, so we're going to check it out today. We are currently driving on the road right now, but I will get back to you guys when we get there, so see you guys when we get to Bognor. Alright guys, we finally arrived at our destination here. We are herping here today at the Bognor Marsh Management Area in Grey County here in Ontario. And I've never herped this spot before, but I've seen it has a boardwalk and everything like that, so I kind of got attracted to this spot where I'm thinking about herping today. Of course, we parked the truck right in our parking lot right here. I've seen a bit of marshland in between the management area and over up the road here, so we might just herp in here. Look around. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring my net in here. I might just film the frogs and turtles and snakes and all that stuff instead of bringing my net, but going outside of the management area, I will probably use them because I don't know if it's frowned upon for me to bring my nets in here because it is a management area, conservated area, so yeah. But there's a lot of hiking trails in here, as you guys can see, right through here. Just going to take one that leads me out to the boardwalk, so I'm going to look at the map right here. We are here, right here, and we're just going to continue up here. I believe the boardwalk goes right through there. So we got all this marshland through here to explore. So I'm going to read this here. It is 668 hectares. Bognor Marsh Management Area is owned by Grey Sauble Conservation and contains one of the largest marsh systems in Grey County. After a short walk from the parking area, you will be standing in one of the most peaceful places in the county. It takes a few minutes to close your eyes and feel the breeze rustling through the marsh and listen to the birds call, and yeah, so all this is on the board here. The dam, there's a dam in here that was built in 1978 by Ducks Unlimited, controls the water levels in the marsh, improving habitat for waterfowl and other marsh living animals, birds and plants. The level is lowered by Grey Sauble staff every 7 to 10 years. So that's what it says right there. So either ways, guys, we're done looking at the map here. So basically, yeah, we're here. That's where we are. So either ways, guys, let's get out there. See what we can find. See if we can find some little critters out there today. I'm hoping to probably find some snapping turtles, some water snakes, possibly some green frogs and leopard frogs, pretty much all those species. So we're going to get out there and we're going to start herping. So right now, guys, we're just walking through the bush right now, right through here. And these wooded areas provide many habitats for many species like the American toad, the eastern garter snake, and all those numerous species. So we're just coming through this little spot in the trail, pushing our way towards the marsh. I got my small net with me on my pack here. I'm not really probably going to use it. I'm probably just going to look at the shore and everything like that, but this is definitely one of the most peaceful places I know. Definitely a very peaceful spot. So we're just coming back in here right now. Gray Sawbull Conservation Authority. Following activities are permitted on this conservated property: nature and photography, pets must be launched secure, hiking, walking, skating, design trail, fishing in provincial areas with. So this is, you can also hunt in here too. This is public, basically public land, but I think for the regulations here, hunting in accordance with provincial regulations, trapping with written permission. So I think you gotta get written permission to hunt in here, because this is public land. But hunting season's over. Actually, the only reason I didn't go with these conservation trails was because of turkey season and all that stuff, and I was hunting on property that I have permission. I've never done public land before, but either way, turkey season's over. We're getting back out and doing some herping, so we're gonna head up the trail and we're just gonna look around in the ground here. I'm not gonna, if this wasn't a conservated area, I'd be moving through rocks and all that stuff looking for snakes and that, but we're just gonna see what's in the marsh and then carry on to the dam. We'll just walk up this trail. Okay guys, we found our first find of the day. This is a northern leopard frog right here, and this guy was jumping around in the tall grassy areas, and usually in the summertime these guys usually hop around in these tall grassy areas looking for insects and everything like that. But this marsh habitat provides perfect habitat for these little guys. These guys prefer habitats like marshes, swamps, wetlands, tall grasses, and everything. And one of the most common species of frogs, because we've seen these guys in many of my videos before, and they're just coming to the end of their breeding season right now. So this guy has just been hopping around looking for flies and insects, and we just walked right into him. So he's not a very big leopard frog. I've seen leopard frogs that were a little bit bigger, but he has a little bit of the brownish, greenish color on him. And these guys can come in many colors like brown, dark brown, light brown, full green. And you can tell he's a leopard frog because he has spots just all over the place on his body here. So that's how you get the name leopard frog. So this guy is our first find of the day so far. So we're just gonna let him go about his business and eat some insects. So take care, little buddy. Get him off the trail here. Oh, he's going over there. What are you doing, little buddy? So anyways, we're just going to let him go about his business, and we're going to try to find something else. Oh, got another leopard frog right here. Pretty much the same color as the last one. This is our second leopard frog of the day. Actually, no, there's two of them right here, as we can see. There's another one that's full green in color there, and right there. So these guys, this is how common they are. You guys see these frogs all the time, and pretty much they love this marshy habitat here, especially with this little flooded little pool they have here. So pretty cool finds, these two little guys, and we're just gonna let them go about their business. Okay guys, we got a green frog right there, standing on the edge of the water there. This little female right here. So yeah, this female frog right here is just basking in the sun. We're just gonna leave her be. I think I've seen another one here close by. We got a smaller one, if I can find him on the camera lens, right He's somewhere in here. I don't know if you guys can see him, but there's a smaller green frog hanging out on the edge. But anyway, that's our fifth frog of the day. So we're gonna carry on through the marsh. Found another green frog right here. Looks like another female from the size of her, but we're seeing a lot of these small leopard frogs and green frogs most of them. We haven't found any bullfrogs yet, but let's see if we can jump her in the water here. There she goes. We got like 2 green frogs over here. Both of them perking their little eyes out, and then we got another one on this little stone right here. So there's just so many leopard frogs and green frogs that we're seeing so far right now. But the kid was just walking by here. He said he saw a big one, so I thought it was a bullfrog for a second. I was hanging out at the edge here nearby. So, but yeah, we're still gonna try to find one today in here. But this could show you that habitat like this provides perfect habitat for many species of frogs, turtles, snakes. Just this big marsh here is just a perfect, beautiful ecosystem for different species of plants and animals and everything. But this is definitely a very beautiful marsh that I'm in right now. So we're going to continue up the boardwalk. We looked for a lot around here. We see also a lot of sunfish that are hanging out on the edge here. So I should have brought my fishing pole in here because I think we're allowed to fish in here. So now, guys, we're on the boardwalk right here. We're just looking around for turtles and scanning around in the water. Hang on. We got a red-winged blackbird way over there on the lily pad right there. Yeah, just thought it was a turtle for a second, but it's just a red-winged blackbird. But there's different species of birds that actually hang out here because they have these like bird houses and that, and they usually just send them out for the birds and everything like that. So many of these marsh habitats not only just provide habitat for many species of reptiles and amphibians, but it also has many species of birds, and not only just birds, but also migratory birds like ducks and geese and everything like that. And it's just, this is why marshland is very important. It provides an ecosystem, a water filter, and just everything for our ecosystem and everything like that. And most of these marshlands like this are disappearing due to land building and house improvement and everything like that. And places like this, like Gray Sobble and all that stuff, they protect wetlands like this, especially groups like Ducks Unlimited and everything, which is a good cause to preserve wetlands for future generations, which is basically a very positive thing, because I wouldn't be out here doing this if it weren't for conservation groups like Gray Sobble, Ducks Unlimited, Parks Canada, just people, conservation groups like that and everything. Just like my positive note on conservation and everything like that. I mean, it's always been a passion of mine, was always conservation, the outdoors and everything. So I'm all for preserving wetlands like this for future generations and everything like that. And people like myself and the next generation after mine can come out here and enjoy the peacefuls of nature and herping, hunting and fishing and all that. So yeah, either ways, we're going to continue on. We're going to continue up the boardwalk. We're going to spot and look around for stuff. Okay guys, we found a few green frogs right here. We got one green frog right here. Get on focus. There's a green frog right there. There's another green frog right there, which I just took a picture of, and then another green frog right there. There's just so many of these guys we're seeing today. And then there's a male right there, another one. So there's like a group of them in here. And the fact that we're seeing so many green frogs shows how common these guys are. I mean, they're found throughout most of Ontario. They can be found from southwestern Ontario towards Point Pelee area and everything like that. They could also be found in Long Point Provincial Park, which is also in southwestern Ontario. And pretty much any conservation in the southwest, you could probably find these guys. And in between other spots, including Bruce Peninsula National Park up the Bruce Peninsula, and then here at Bognor Marsh, there's a whole bunch of them in here. There's a couple other conservated marshes where I usually see them. So basically, for example, they can be found as far north as Algonquin Park and even further north. So basically, these guys are really common. And sometimes people mistaken these frogs. Usually some people mistake these guys for bullfrogs most of the time, but if you guys can look, I got a green frog right here. You can look down the line of its back right here. If I get the camera to focus. That if you can see it very clearly, there's a ridge line that runs down the back. Right near its ear. But this camera doesn't want to focus right now, so I can't really show it. It's so blurry. So as you guys can see from this picture, this frog has a line that runs down its back. A bullfrog goes as far as its ear. So that's how you tell the difference between a bullfrog and a green frog. That's basically the prime example you can tell the difference between a bullfrog and a green frog is basically the line that runs down its back. So we haven't seen any bullfrogs here today. Mostly we've been only seeing leopard frogs and green frogs. That's all we've been seeing in the marsh today. And there's just primarily just a large group of these green frogs here. I mean, there's some big ones, and then there's also some small ones right here. So there's just, this whole marsh is just covered with them. More green frogs here. One right there, and another one right over here. I can't even keep count of how many green frogs are in this particular marsh here. But there's just so many. Oh, hang on. There's a snake. No, eastern garter snake right here. This is an eastern garter. I was filming a green frog and the garter snake just came out of nowhere. First snake of the day. Look at this. Where'd he go? Right here. Another common reptile here in Ontario. This guy right here. This is the eastern garter snake. And he just came across. I was filming a green frog and he just came out of nowhere. This guy's just been stalking around a little bit. And these guys usually prey on frogs and that. But this guy's just slithering around here. Nice colors on him. He's like dark brown, dark black. He has that little color on him. But I've seen bigger garter snakes, but this guy's just an average size. Not bad. Wow. So I guess I'm just going to leave this guy alone and let him go about his business. Probably him go out and stalk a frog or something. That has to be, I would say, a green frog tadpole or possibly a bullfrog tadpole from the looks of it. But I was just walking along the edge towards the dam right here and we just seen this little guy come across the little, like just on the shoreline right here. There's just one tadpole we've seen all day, and there's a lot of sunfish that are swimming around in here, but this is definitely a decent size tadpole right here that's sitting at the edge of the water here, but my recommendations, it could be a bullfrog tadpole from the looks of it, probably. And bullfrog tadpoles, the way you can tell a bullfrog tadpole from anything is like the size of it, because bullfrog tadpoles are freaking huge. And all I'm saying is this could be a green frog tadpole, but it looks as if he has some growth back here. It looks like he has some legs coming in from the looks of it. So he'll soon be a pollywog or something. But hang on. Yeah, he's definitely got some legs growing back here. He's definitely going to be a pollywog pretty soon. But yeah, we'll leave this guy alone and head towards the dam. Small pollywog right there, green frog. He's got got his tail going on his back right there. Not bad. I'm really not going to keep count of how many green frogs I've seen today, and this is like I said, I've just completely lost count. There's another female right there sitting on the edge of this little stream here. Definitely a productive day filming green frogs, basically coming to this marsh and that. But well, it's a beautiful spot, but we're seeing a lot of these guys. Just all morning we've been seeing green frog after green frog after green frog, and this is how common they are in Ontario, because every single marshland or wetland or pond, there's usually green frogs hanging around. So this one's a decent size. I'd say this one's an average size for a green frog, usually. I've seen a few green frogs get a little bigger than this, but this is so far an average size one. And there's definitely some minnows hanging around this little stream here too. Whole school of minnows. There's a lot of sunfish in this little marsh too. So far it's a very fun day out here. So anyways guys, if you're around like Meaford area and looking for a spot to, you know, go on a nature hike or herp or just enjoy being out in nature, I highly recommend coming out here to Bognor Marsh. Definitely a beautiful spot. This is definitely my first time ever coming to this marsh. I've been talking about it last year coming out here, but I never really even got to it. But this year I luckily had the opportunity on a nice day like this. I thought, well, might as well come out here and enjoy myself. So I've enjoyed myself herping around here, but I've only seen like several species of reptiles and amphibians. All I saw was green frogs most of the day, one eastern garter snake, a couple of northern leopard frogs, and that was pretty much what I've seen all day. Like, I've been looking around for turtles and that, but I haven't seen a single turtle today. Most of the turtles I think would be probably in here would probably be common snappers or midland painted turtles, which is they're right in the middle of the nesting season right now. But probably because people have been through here probably early today, they probably spooked the turtles, and I guess they were mostly not hanging around the logs and all that stuff. But look carefully on warm, late spring, early summer day. There's probably going to be bound see some turtles basking in the sun, or possibly. I was hoping to also find some northern water snakes too, but I might go back to that little spot over there on the boardwalk. I'm way back over near the dam right now, but I'm going to go back over there and see if I can try to look around for maybe a snake or a turtle or something. But it's getting to be late morning and that, so I'm just probably gonna pack up in a little bit, but might as well just herp here a little longer. So I'm gonna read this little sign here. So this is what I was basically looking for here. So this here is one of the species that are actually found here in Bognor. So here's what it says: the snapping turtle is, pretty much the words are blurred here, but we know that it's the largest size, historical appearance. Can't even read it through the bird crap right there, but you guys can read a little bit through. But right now we're in the middle of June right now, so they prefer it's warm, shallow, soft, muddy bottoms, and plenty of aquatic vegetation, including small aquatic invertebrated fish, reptiles, birds, and small creations, and my reading's not so good today, so I'm out. So a sandy area was created to provide the female snapping turtles with a nearby nesting area. In June, she lays between 20 to 40 middle eggs. So basically right now we're in the middle of the nesting season, and basically since they did these like sandy sides right here, this is perfect areas for common snapping turtles to nest. And usually around this time of year they usually come out to nest in that. So they lay about 20 to about 40 eggs per turtle in that. So the common snapping turtle is basically it's a species of concern here in Ontario. So they're not at risk yet, but they are getting close, because like people are building roads and all that, and it definitely, because usually around this time of year snapping turtles and painted turtles usually cross the roads, and most times they don't even make it to their nesting sites and they end up getting hit by cars. I've already seen snapping turtles all over the road crossing right now on my way to work and all that stuff in the mornings. And usually one day I've probably seen maybe about 3 or 4 snappers that have been killed and crossing the road and that. So the best thing we can do is basically try to help these turtles. If you see a snapping turtle, and I recommend doing this the safest way as possible, try to find a way to help that turtle across the road. And every time, I'll do this in another video, but I'll explain what exactly you need to do if you see a snapping turtle or any turtle that's crossing the road or anything like that. I'm definitely gonna do a video on that, because it'll do good to help turtle species here in Ontario, and it'll enjoy many future generations to actually see these different species of turtles, especially the common snapping turtle in that. And yeah, but either ways, I'm gonna hike around here a little bit. All right guys, we found another one right here. That right there is a Midland painted turtle. Common species of turtle here in Ontario, and I've just walked along this little trailway leading towards this little path here. I found him sitting on this log right here. That's a pretty big sized turtle for the size of it, but yeah, for example, like I said earlier in my video, that basically turtles would probably be out basking in the sun on a day like this, but there's only one right there. He's decent size, so usually on these logs and that, like if you're herping around marshlands and all that stuff, they usually like to hang out on these logs. And luckily I found a little spot. Oh, he's probably gone now. He buggered off, but nice little discovery there. First turtle of the day, which is not bad. Alright guys, that was a very exciting herping trip that we made at Bognor Marsh. I mean, we didn't see as much as I expected. At least we found a couple green frogs, a couple leopard frogs, an eastern garter snake, and a Midland painted turtle, which was pretty good, and a few species of birds that live in the marsh, red-winged blackbirds, a few dozen sparrows and all that stuff. And I mean, I'm not really a bird expert, but seen a few marsh birds and everything like that. But definitely beautiful marsh, definitely a nice day to get out and do some herping and nature watching and all that stuff. But either ways guys, if you like these kind of videos, make sure you guys put a like, and if you guys are not subscribed to SW Outdoors, make sure you guys click the subscribe button, click the notification bell when these videos are, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. SW Outdoors, signing out.